morning, guys. On my way to work again. And I have a lot of people, they send me links and videos and private messenger and Skype and such to check things out. And I had one friend suggest that I mirror a video, and I just watched it on my way to work. I kind of go back and forth. I flip-flop between, do I want to listen to this video log on my way to work and continue to help educate myself and be aware, or do I want to skip it because it causes such anxiety? And as you guys know, I struggle with anxiety. I'm an extreme empath, and I absorb everything around me, and everything that's going on with people now is really, I hold it like right here. I feel it right here all the time. Here, and like my shoulders, pretty much my whole body. And the anxiety's been getting to me, and I breathe through it daily. And I just got done listening to a video, and honestly, I'm so sorry. I can't even remember who sent it to me, because I'm just clicking on it while I'm driving. I don't want to be reading a whole lot of stuff. And it might have been several different people, but I do know that my friend Vincent Rhodes is one that mirrored the video. And anyway, this gentleman, this farmer, to make long story short, because I don't remember all the details, I literally just watched it, and I'm not trying to be someone who's going to create a panic, but I am someone who is a protector, and I like to inform people and educate people so that you can protect yourself and your family. And I have this false sense of maybe things are going to get back to the way they should, and we might be good for a little while. No, I said a little while, in that, like here in Pennsylvania, we were just told, our governor was told us that some things are going to start opening up again, like recreational facilities, and which I'm assuming that means like golf courses, I think, and like campgrounds, and hopefully state parks, because they've all been closed, even though we have frequented them. But like the bathroom facilities and things like that were closed, and now it looks like you will be able to go there and have picnics and go golfing and do these things. Also, like, I work with contractors, and now the contractors are allowed to go back to work, even if it's not deemed essential. Even if it's new construction, you can only have 4 people on the site at a time. Anyway, there's limitations, but they're allowed to start working again. And like even where I work, we're allowed to do what is considered installed sales, but we do outdoor things like fencing and decking and roofing and things like that. So that's been opened up as well. And I hope I'm just being paranoid, but I'm going to link a video to this video, which may take me a little while to edit it, so it'll be done sometime today, about a farmer warning America about the food supply chain being compromised. That farmers are being asked to destroy healthy livestock. And I know I have a lot of vegan friends and a lot of vegetarian friends, and I understand you're probably going to be like, yes, finally. But my point is that this is not for anything that has to do with morals or ethics. It has to do with cutting off the food chain and the food supply to the American people. And they're starting to get the food. Like he suggests that, or he says that, like, shipments of like beef is right now coming from Namibia or something like that. And I don't know if it's something to do with the fact that like we can't continue to purchase food from our own people or our own country and our own farmers because we have probably lost so much freaking money. The economy has crashed so much, and now we're trying to get it from other places. Okay, that might be, the government might think that's better for them and cheaper, but how is that going to be for us? Is it going to jack the prices for us? I see there's going to have to be a balance somewhere where, because we're losing so much money with the price of oil I just foresee an issue coming. And I guess my point is that we the people, right now's the time. It's almost May. You need to get a garden started. And I'm not talking about a couple little pots on a porch. If that's all you can do, that's wonderful. But if you have the means and the land, you'd be surprised what you could do with a yard. Don't be just cultivating grass and flowers. You need to grow your own food. I know Karen B and one of my friends named Dottie, I think her last name is Sutherland, on Facebook have been blogging and vlogging about gardening, and I share some things too, but I think I'm going to be starting to add that to my videos. Some tips, and I know Karen B is also going to be talking about preserving the food, which I also do. My fiance and I can our food as much as we can. Last year was terrible because we were moving, but that's another thing I think that needs to be addressed. However, I don't know if we have that much time to wait till the end of the harvest season to be teaching people how to do this. So you need to get off your butt and do it yourself. There are so many do-it-yourself videos out there, and there's books. You can learn how to can. Go get a canner. Go get a big pot, whatever. Go get the supplies. Go get the bottles, the seals. And also, I think we do a lot of blanching and freezing as well. And that's all good unless the grid really goes down and we don't have electricity, because then everything in our freezers and our refrigerators is going to go kaput unless you have a generator. And even a generator will only last so long until you run out of fuel. So, like I said, I'm not trying to create a panic. Like, I don't feel like I'm ready, and I have 4 gardens going already. I'm just saying, I'll link that video to this, and I think it could potentially be an issue. I don't think we're going to get out of all this as easily as it may seem, even though so many people have suffered. I think there's going to be a huge snowball effect. And I just want to help be one of those people that warns you in the beginning. Like, do it smart. Don't panic, but do it smart. And you already know what the grocery stores are like. I mean, when I go grocery shopping, which I have to do today, I go grocery shopping for my mom, and when I go for her, because she's disabled and doesn't have her own vehicle, when I go for her, I get my own stuff. It's just convenient that way. I always stock up on stuff like candles and canned goods as much as I can, and not be greedy. I do a little bit at a time, but it's hard there, and there's not a lot of frozen stuff left. Every time I go, it's all those shelves are very empty. Canned goods, the frozen goods, a lot of the fresh meat, and the paper products, which is weird. But so anyway, not trying to create a state of fear or panic, just creating an education and a preparedness. And I love you guys, and I just don't want to see us suffer anymore in the future. I do think the gardening is a huge deal right now. I mean, honestly, if the meat markets go down, a lot of people are going to suffer, but there's other things you can do. Like, we are very proficient in fishing, and we could walk to places to fish, and you can hunt. But there may be that weird, like, I keep calling this like a soft apocalypse, because like everyone's struggling, but you still have to pay your bills, and people are still going to work. People are still going to be struggling in the future to feed their families, but they're still having to go to work, and you still have your bills to pay, and there's still going to be rules. So, I mean, you know, the hunting part and the fishing part, once it gets down to it, and maybe there's not enough food and you're trying to do that, but they still have rules saying, you know, you can only fish for so many fish a day, and you can only hunt for certain times of the year. It's going to be a problem too. Do you have a gun? Do you know how to use it? Do you have enough ammo? It only lasts so long. You can't reuse it. Not like an arrow if you have, you know, a bow and arrow, but even those, they break and they get lost, and yeah. So anyway, I could go on and on about that forever. I'm at work now. I'll let you guys go. I will be linking to this video, another video, or I'll be adding it actually, and maybe I'll even add a few more words later. We'll see. Love you guys. Sunshine out.
Hey, this is Shad Sullivan coming to you from the headwaters of Bitter Creek, Archer County, North Texas. We have to talk. State officials will be assisting to help identify potential alternative markets if a producer is unable to move animals, and if necessary, advise and assist on depopulation and disposal methods. Ladies and gentlemen, we are plowing under vegetable crops from coast to coast. We are euthanizing millions of chickens. We are aborting sows and burying feeder pigs. We are dumping milk by the hundreds of thousands of gallons, and now they are preparing us to depopulate the fat cattle ready to harvest because of a bottleneck created by the effects of COVID. This thing hasn't been created by COVID, but the effects of COVID and the logistics therein. We are in trouble. Our food supply is in trouble, and I am appealing to producers and consumers across the nation to start calling. Yesterday, the first shipment of imported beef from the country of Namibia hit the shores of the United States of America. And yet this morning, they are telling us to prepare to euthanize harvest-ready cattle. Am I the only one that sees a problem in this? It is time we get the American people back to work. It is time we get money flowing. It is time we get food on the shelves. Because if you're not concerned about this food supply problem, you better be. We have a huge supply and demand of food across this nation. We can feed the world ourselves, and yet we're destroying our harvests. At the same time, we are importing beef from other countries, beef that is less regulated than our beef, less safe, not as high quality of product, and yet it's happening. At the same time, they are preparing for us to euthanize our harvests. Does that make sense to America? For the last 10 years, we have been pressed to be sustainable. I've said all along, sustainability is a fraud. And right now, we're being forced to destroy our harvests. That doesn't sound like sustainability to me. It is time we get back to work. It is time the American people force the government to listen to us. We are of, by, and for the people. This is not Nancy Pelosi's country. This is not Donald Trump's country. This is your country, and you're going to go hungry. We must get regional and local packing houses up and going. Do we have to have those big packing plants? You bet we do, and they need to be running right now. You as a consumer are in trouble. My dad told me years ago the best thing that would happen to America is if everybody had to sit in the dark, cold, and hungry, and that would wake them up. Well, I think it's coming. We're in a dangerous position, ladies and gentlemen. We need to get going on this today, not tomorrow, today. You need to be calling your legislators. We need to be opening up the country. Your food supply is in danger. Ranchers are going broke every day. We're doing all we can to stay here. We are in crisis in America. This is a crisis. This is a national crisis. And everybody's just sitting back enjoying their time off, enjoying that $1,200, not knowing that overnight you're going to go hungry. It's coming. My apologies for my tone. I'm worried about my country.